Hi there, my name is Molly. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person, but I am here to share with you my journey to Judaism. So, I grew up in a non-religious household. My husband is Jewish, and so I celebrated high holidays with him. And I had a lot of Jewish friends growing up, but never thought about converting. And then I went through a time of a difficult time, and I happened to read two books written by rabbis that were about how do we make sense of suffering. And the reason I read them wasn't because they were rabbis, but I really connected with their reasoning. One of them was called When Bad Things Happen to Good People by Harold Kushner, and one was called More Beautiful Than Before by Steve Leader, who is actually in Los Angeles. And I really connected with the thinking behind, human suffering and um, started going to Shabbat services through my community here that I'm a part of Nefesh and really connected with the rabbi and then decided to take classes through the American Jewish University led by Rabbi Adam and Rabbi Morris, who are just such great teachers. And the more that I learned, the more that I felt that I connected with it. But again, I didn't feel any pressure to convert. So by the time I got to the end of the class, I waited a while and then I decided to go through the conversion process, which was also just really lovely to do the Beit Din and the mikveh. Um, some of the qualities that I appreciate about Judaism. So, one is this love of learning. I love that there is always more to learn within it. I'm still involved in AJU and still taking Zoom classes online, taking the 2.0 class and learning more. Um, I really love that it encourages people to lean in when others are suffering. So I think in our Western society, we have been taught to give people space, but in fact, the opposite is what people need. So thinking about Shiva and how people come together for that. Um, I love the fact that Judaism holds that there are many different names for God. I have struggled with what to call God and how to conceive of his or her or its nature. And so instead, I think it allows us to consider God to be a higher power. Um, and I have been part of giving back within Judaism. So we have a collective within the Nefesh community called Tikkun Olam, and we have done things like bringing food to other members of the community who live alone during COVID. So thinking about the community, but also beyond our community. So I've been a part of a pen pal program, writing to people who are imprisoned with life without parole. And this was through another member of our community who had started doing this, and then we decided to join her in writing these letters, which I feel is really meaningful. So I hope that helps a little bit, and thanks again for having me.